Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Real Melody, where I look at the soundtracks behind the movies. Now, before I get started, I just want to let you guys know I'm fighting a cold or something, so my voice will sound a little weird, and I will try my best to move away from the mic when I cough, because I know that if I were you guys, I would be annoyed if I heard coughing on my radio station. So, just letting y'all know I sound a little weird and my voice might come in and out, or if I laugh, it'll sound really weird, so I apologize. So, 2 weeks ago, because last week was my spring break, we talked about oh my god, my voice is so funny. We talked about Disney's Hercules, and we just talked about the movie and the soundtrack, beautiful songs in that movie. I grew up with that movie. It's one of my top three Disney movies, so I love that movie with like all my heart. It's like not even funny. I literally watched it so many times. Unfortunately, we didn't get to finish it, so I'm going to recap the movie, finish it off, show you guys the last song, and then I'm gonna have my lovely friend Jake come on, because throughout the whole show last time he was yelling at me because all of the Greek mythology was wrong. So he's gonna come on and we're gonna talk about the inaccuracies and all of that. If you guys want to comment, because I know quite a few of you last time were interested in the Greek mythology and was like trying to tell me like, did you know this? Did you know this? Fun facts or comments or something that you thought I was wrong about and wanted to correct me here. Please text this if you guys want to comment. Text this number 779-8122. That was 779-8122. Also, if you guys see another camera floating around or another little person on the look-in, that is my lovely friend Emma. She is recording like a behind-the-scenes little look-in on this radio station. So keep a lookout for that, because that'll be coming out soon. So if you see another camera, it's not weird. It's okay. It's just Emma filming. So recap on Hercules. So we start off with Hercules is born. His mother is Hera. His father is Zeus. And I know that's technically wrong. Jake, don't. um, Hercules is born, and they talk about it. You see Hades for a few minutes. You find out immediately that Hades just hates everyone and everything. And you know right off the bat that he's going to try to get rid of Hercules because he wants to be, the king of Olympus and whatnot. So Hades makes a plan to make Hercules mortal and, get rid of him. So that's what he does. He has his little sidekicks, Pain and Panic, give him a potion to make him mortal. Unfortunately, when they give him the potion, that doesn't work because they drop the bottle and the last drop falls to the ground, which leaves Hercules with his godlike strength. Sorry. Then, he gets like adopted. He gets found by these two people who have been wanting a child. He grows up. He's weird. He's not normal. He has, great strength that he can't control, and he, doesn't know what to do with it. He's kind of like outcast in a way. So he tells his parents, like, I don't know what to do anymore. They tell him, you're technically adopted. We don't know where you came from, but we found this little medal that has the symbol of the gods on it, and behind it was the name Hercules. That's how you got your name. He goes to the temple of Zeus, just to pray to find answers. The freaking statue of Zeus comes to life, basically, and he finds out that Zeus is his father. And he freaks out, and he's like, how do I, become a god, be up with you guys? I want to be with my real family. He's like, you have to become a true hero. So Hercules sets out with his, fancy friend Pegasus. I love him. He's, one of the best side characters ever. And they go to an island. They meet Phil. He's a trainer of heroes. He trains the first time out. He gets, strong and buff or whatever. He becomes Hercules. They're flying to the city to, try to become a hero, fight bad guys and stuff. They hear a scream. Damsel in distress. They go. You meet Meg, my favorite Disney princess. Okay, princess in quotes. She's technically not a princess, but that's who she is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Hercules like falls in love immediately. She's like, I can handle it, whatever. He saves her from what do you call it? The half man, half horse centaur. Thank you. I can never remember that name. Um, saves her from the centaur. She's like, I can handle it. Thanks for the help, though. Bye. That was the end of their first interaction. He goes there. He's told he's not a real hero. Yada yada yada. He ends up saving these two kids, defeats a monster. Now he's becoming a real hero. He fights a bunch of heroes. Everything Hades throws at him, he's defeating everyone. He goes back to Zeus and he's like, listen, like, when can I get up there with you guys? He's like, you're not a true hero yet. You haven't done much. You're just fighting a bunch of evil villains. So Hercules gets upset. He tries to figure this out. Finds out that Meg is Hades, not like henchman, but she sold her soul to Hades. And she's kind of been like undercover trying to find out Hercules' weakness so that Hades can defeat him. So then that happens. The Titans become unleashed. Then there's like a huge war basically on Olympus. Hades is currently winning. And but if you remember from my last show, the fates at the beginning of the movie said, if Hercules fights, you will fail. Hercules is able to get up to Mount Olympus, and basically if Hercules fights, you will fail. He fights, he fails. And basically there's just like another little, I don't want to say fight scene, but no, it's not a fight scene. Meg unfortunately dies in the movie. And so Hercules goes down to the underworld and says, if I can get her soul from the river of death, you can keep me and Meg can, come back to life. They make a deal. He jumps into the river of death. He gets Meg. And because he was willing to sacrifice himself for the life of another, he becomes a god. He gets up there, he saves Meg. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo. That was weird. I don't know why I said that. Oh my god. Anyways, Zeus brings him up to Mount Olympus. And basically he's like, welcome home. Now Meg is still mortal, so she can't live up in Mount Olympus. She's still mortal. Hercules is like, you know what? I would much rather, become mortal and live on Earth with Meg, so that's what happens. And he goes down back to Earth. He's a true hero, and thankfully a wonderful star is born, and that is our next song, A Star is Born. That was A Star Is Born, and that was the last song for the movie Hercules. Just a quick update for you guys watching on YouTube. Due to copyright issues, we can't play the songs on YouTube. So go to our Facebook page, and you'll find the link, and just click the link, and you'll be golden. So, here's the part where I know quite a few of you have been waiting for, especially some of the ones that commented on the last show about Greek mythology and how I was wrong, but I wasn't saying that I was right. I was just talking about the movie, okay? One of those people was Jake. So hi Jake. How are you?
I've been waiting for this moment. It was me. I'm doing so good. How are you?
I'm great. So those of you who don't know, we did not have a look in on my last show. Jake was, helping produce, and every time I said something Greek mythology, like about Hades doing something or Zeus doing something, I always got a look from Jake, and then we'd go to a song break, and he would, rant the whole 3 minutes of how I was wrong. So, what are we going to start off with, Jake?
I kind of wanted to just kind of tackle the beginning of the movie in, I guess, kind of the most PG friendly way, I guess. So, Hercules, or rather Heracles, actually.
Right.
Which we'll get to. He's not a child of Hera, let's say. He's a child of some mortal woman that was not Hera. And the reason he got sent all of these labors, and he went through all this intense pain and tribulations, was because she wasn't her kid, and it was her husband's kid that wasn't hers. So yeah, essentially, the parents named him Heracles, which means Gloria Hera, because they know she was a really jealous person. They're like, oh, let's not invoke the wrath of Hera.
Right.
You know what Hera did when he was an infant? She sent 2 snakes to try and kill little baby Hercules, which is kind of sad.
Which, in the movie Hercules, they kind of show that when Pain and Panic bring him down to Earth, and they accidentally drop the bottle, and they hear people coming, they turn into 2 snakes. So they did kind of...
It was a nice little reference to the actual...
intertwine the story into, the child version of this story.
Absolutely. And I do want to preface this before they go on. I'm not trying to rag on the movie or tear it down. I really do love it, and I love the soundtrack. I just love talking about Greek mythology more.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like talking about Greek mythology too. So technically, Hercules or Heracles is a demigod because his father's a god and his mother is mortal.
Yes.
Okay.
And basically, the gods basically, in one version of the myth, the gods were took pity on him and were like, hey, you went through all these tribulations. Hera was so horrible to you for really no reason on his part. And they're like, okay, you've deserved it. We're going to make you a full-blown god. And he's actually one of the few Greek heroes that gets a happy ending, which there are, I think, 3, including Hercules, off the top of my head, out of all of the myths that have happy endings.
So, Hercules, however you want to pronounce it.
Just call him Hercules. That's the modern...
yeah. He was born... In the Greek mythology, he was born a demigod, but was made into a god.
Correct.
Okay. Because of all of the things he did.
Right. So his mother was Alcmene, which you're going to notice a lot of Menes and Nemes in the names I'm going to pull up because Greek names are really funny.
Which also, you saying that, also, those of you who are fans of the movie Hercules, Phil kind of makes a reference to, because he's like, Perseus, Theseus, a lot of yesses.
Yes.
Kind of what you just said.
Absolutely.
In Hercules, there are things that they take from Greek mythology and kind of put it in there. It's hard to find if you don't know Greek mythology, but hopefully after today, you'll kind of notice little things the next time you watch Hercules, which is cool because I like seeing that stuff.
And I like seeing the alternate takes on the story, but when you think about it, after this run through, hopefully a lot of you guys will have a better grasp of the actual myth and go, hey, this is kind of just like a hero movie with the name Hercules and some like Greek mythology thrown in there, and they just kind of slap like the Hercules name on it.
Right.
And it's like I said, it's a wonderful movie, but it's like I feel like it does not represent the myth well enough.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's very different. The movie and the actual myth, they're very, very different.
100%. And one of my main gripes with it, because I love Hercules as a hero for one main reason, and because, yes, he does have, like, super strength, essentially, but the way he gets through most of his trials is using his clever mind. Now, the strength is basically there as a supplement.
Right.
Like the Hydra fight. In the movie, he crushes it with the mountain. In the myth, that would not work in the slightest, because the Hydra... No. So the way he kills it in the myth is he cuts off each head and cauterizes it so it can't grow back. And then
okay.
Yes, I know. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I was
smart.
literally just about to ask you. I'm like, but the heads grow back. How is that? Okay.
Right. Yeah, just like you would like a wound. He just cauterized it.
Wow.
And
okay, that's smart.
The Hydra sports one immortal head. So what he did was, clever moment number 2 incoming. He cut it off and used the head. He kept it in on his person to use the poison to tip his arrows.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think I remember hearing about that when I was younger.
Yeah, he used it against the Stymphalian birds, a bunch of his other labors.
Gotcha.
Because the Hydra was only the second one, it followed the Nemean line, which there are 12 labors, and there are, 3, 4 shown in the movie, and 3 others that were mentioned?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that.
Because I know the girdle of Hippolyta was like mentioned in passing, and same with the stables that he had to clean out, but I don't think they actually showed that in the movie.
No, they don't.
But I did also kind of want to touch on Hades.
Okay,
because
I have to say this as like a Disney freak. Hades, I think I said this on my last show too. Hades is my favorite like villain just because he's so sarcastic, and like sarcasm is my second language. I don't know about any of you guys.
Oh, 100%. I love Hades as a villain because I find him so like unintentionally funny, but also he's like has enough incompetence to be like also funny off of that too.
Yes. One of my favorite moments in Hercules is it's like the battle scene up at Mount Olympus, and Pegasus comes and blows out his hair, and he doesn't realize it for like a solid 10 seconds. He goes, "Whoa, is my hair out?" And for some reason, I laugh every single time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's so funny. I love it. So yeah, the whole Hades thing, a lot of like gods of like death and whatnot in any mythology are represented as like villains in modern media, even though that is typically very far from the truth. Hades, if anything, is the most neutral god out of the main pantheon that there is. I mean, even Hermes, who basically plays all sides, he still plays a side. Hades rarely ever plays a side, and I think, I mean, obviously, like all the Greek gods, he's flawed and he's cruel and unusual.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Like most of the gods, he's far from perfect, but he's kind of played as the villain in the movie, and I feel like much more you could have gone the route of having like Kronos, who's the leader of the Titans, which actually I believe he was also one of the youngest Titans, but he was like, "Hey, got fed up with all of you, let's lead an army."
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh, yeah.
And I don't know, I don't love his portrayal because he's so angry and everything, and like if you think about it, like there's no way Persephone would marry that.
Oh my god, yeah, no way.
Absolutely no way.
If she knew him Hercules movie Hades, that no way.
And also,
No way.
Ashley was in here earlier, but I did also want to say Persephone splits the year half and half. She said in her podcast she only stays down there for a third, or she went up to the world for a third, something like that. It's half and half. Just wanted to correct that. Sorry.
Speaking of Ashley and you correcting her Greek mythology, because I was in for her show yesterday, and I saw Jake's face when she got the Greek mythology wrong or messed it up or whatever. She's on every Thursday for Histories and Mysteries, so make sure you guys check her out. Her show is like really like out
variety.
there. Yeah, variety.
Yes.
Thank you. I was gonna say out there, but I like variety better. It's like, I don't know, I love it. Little facts and stuff like that. So make sure you check her out every Thursday.
Yes. Also, something I did want to touch on, in a lot, well, actually not in a lot, in very few depictions of like the underworld when they're talking about it, in a couple, which I find is really interesting, there's actually a road leading down to the underworld.
Yeah.
And I think that could be classified as a highway to hell. Right, you would think?
Yeah. That was Highway to Hell by AC/DC. I don't know about you, Jake, but I love that song.
Oh, 100%. And that is like probably one of the top played in my playlist.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I grew up with that one, too, like with my dad loving AC/DC. Just real quick, I want to remind you guys that if you are following us on YouTube, if you want to hear the full show, due to copyright, we can't play the songs on YouTube, so go to our Facebook, you get the link to Live 365, and you'll be able to hear the full show, songs included. Also, if you want to text in any comments or questions, whatever you want to do, text 779-8122. That's 779-8122. We'll be right back talking about Phil next, right?
Yes.
But we're going to go to a quick break. All right, welcome back. So now we're going to talk about Phil. I love him in Hercules. I'm going to be honest with you, Jake. I know nothing about him in any Greek mythology, so please educate me.
Oh, so Philoctetes, to my knowledge, is not actually a satyr, which is what they're like two-legged goat people.
Two-legged goat people. Yes.
Kind of, yeah. Upper half of a human and then the bottom of a goat or
yeah. He's, if those of you who don't know, oh my god, I don't know why that was so funny. Those of you who don't know, if you haven't seen Hercules, Phil in the movie is a satyr, which is what Jake said. Half human at the top and then half goat.
Yeah, at the bottom, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know where Disney pulled like Philoctetes' name from, but he's a famous archer from the Trojan War, and I should have done research on this, but I'm pretty sure there's something to do with the bow of Hercules, like the bow that Hercules used. Maybe he used it or is passed down to Hercules in some manner, but I think that's where they got the relation from. But Phil was not Hercules' mentor. That was Chiron, who's the trainer of heroes. You know him from Percy Jackson.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah, because, yeah. And Percy Jackson, he's the... Okay, I got it now. I was a little confused. Yes.
Yeah, he's the centaur that essentially runs Camp Half-Blood, basically.
Yes, and you see him in the beginning of the movie at his school before he gets taken to Camp Half-Blood.
I've never watched the movies.
Okay, well, educate yourself. Go do it when you get home.
Okay, wait. Are you talking about like the old movivies? Like the old ones?
Like the early 2000s Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Those were horrible, but that's a discussion for another day. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're not going to like this next song we got coming up soon because that's from the second movie.
Hey, I didn't say the music wasn't good. I just said I didn't like the movie itself.
Wow. I'm so sad right now.
But yeah, so another thing was Chiron was Hercules' mentor, right? And he trained him in the basic hero stuff. But then, actually, this was quite tragic. The reason Hercules had to go and do his labors was because he was sent into a fit of madness by Hera, and he unalived his wife and kids, which is a little, not good. Very not good. And Hera essentially gaslights him into being like, hey, you're a really bad dude. You did this yourself. You need to go talk to your cousin. What was his name? Eurystheus? Something like that? Eurystheus. Yeah.
Don't scream at us in the comments if you got the pronunciation wrong, guys. It's not the end of the world, I promise.
He was the king of Mycenae, which was like a huge Greek city at the time.
Right.
So he basically goes there, and Hera kind of just like speaks to him in his dreams, I believe. The king, that is. I'm gonna call him the king because his name is too long and it's hard to pronounce.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair
and
enough.
she basically speaks through him and gives Hercules all these labors that are meant to basically kill him because she doesn't like him because not her kid.
Right.
Yeah, and it's so like. The story is so horrible. I'm so happy it has like an actually like nice ending.
Nice, decent ending. Really quick, we have a comment coming in. Katie K says Phil is the best sidekick of all time. Now, I love Phil. I can't agree that he is the best sidekick of all time, but he is definitely up there.
I agree. Who would you say is like your number one favorite sidekick?
Oh, okay. It's probably Pegasus from Hercules.
Pegasus. Oh yeah,
If I'm gonna be honest with you.
We'll talk about Pegasus later.
Actually?
Yeah. Actually, so Pegasus, I'm so very sorry to tell you.
Oh my gosh, wait.
Yes.
Hold on, I just got another comment. Faith said, no, Phil is not. It is a Pumbaa. What?
Oh, from The Lion King. Pumbaa. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No. That's great. Faith, I think we're friends. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Thank you for the comments, guys. I really love when you guys comment. I love seeing you guys' reactions. Oh my gosh. Pumbaa. Actually, though, he kind of looks like Pumbaa.
What?
Phil.
Phil?
And Pumbaa, they're very, like, color-wise. They both got those. Wait, does Pumbaa have horns?
No.
No? Okay,
Tusks.
we're getting off.
Tusks.
Oh, tusks. That's what I'm thinking of.
I mean, close enough. Just different placement, right?
Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about?
We
Pegasus?
were talking about Pegasus.
Oh, okay.
And I think this is gonna break your heart.
No,
because
why?
Pegasus doesn't actually have any relation to Hercules. Hercules
What?
never actually in his myths was involved with Pegasus.
No.
Yes, I know. I'm very sorry.
Shut up.
I know
Man,
it's very sad.
I love Pegasus.
I feel like his life would have been so much.
Friends in the movie. Hercules got him when he was a baby. Wait, stop. No. Faith said. Okay, wait, got another. Oh my god. Faith. I think I really like you. Faith says Phil is not a farting warthog, which in The Lion King, in Hakuna Matata, they literally talk about what's his name? Pumbaa farting, basically. And like near a watering hole and all the animals run away.
Is that a part of one of the songs?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Jennings. He clears the savannah after every meal. Oh my god, I can't. Faith, you're funny.
Oh
my god. What were we even talking about?
We were talking about Pegasus, and you were sad over Pegasus.
Oh yeah, because in the Hercules in the beginning, Zeus makes Pegasus out of clouds for Hercules, and they become little best friends. It's so cute.
You want to know how Pegasus was actually born?
Yeah.
So you know Medusa, right?
Yeah.
Perseus was the one who slayed Medusa by, giving her the old head chop.
Which is also in Percy Jackson, by the way.
Right, and it's actually also
In the
referenced in Hercules, which I don't know why that's in there. That's not even relevant, but that's besides the point. So basically, Pegasus is born out of the spilt blood of Medusa. How that works, I don't know. But like literally, just there was I
had no idea that was. Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there were two Chrysor and Pegasus.
Huh.
I don't know who Chrysor is. Please don't, eat me alive in the comments. I'll research later. But yeah, Pegasus was actually born of Medusa's blood. I found that pretty interesting.
Wow. Going back to Percy Jackson really quick, I know that the Greek mythology is not all right in those movies, but before I knew anything about Greek mythology, I grew up with those movies. My dad showed them to me. So I just want to add in some songs from that soundtrack because, Greek god, kind of had to add it. But really quick, right before we go to our next song, we have one more comment. Is that Kay? Kay says, "Great info, Jake. Wait for Disney to go dark with the blood." Wow. Wow, Jake. Sorry, I can't read sometimes, guys. I struggle.
That's okay. We can all be illiterate sometimes. You get a free pass.
Thanks. I think. Anyways,
you were having a stroke before the recording, so I think you're good.
That's also true. Not a literal stroke. I just couldn't speak English. Anyways, we are going to. It's actually the second one, "The Sea of Monsters," that the song's from. It's at the very beginning of the movie, and it's "My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark." That was "My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark" by Fall Out Boy. That was played at the beginning of the second Percy Jackson movie that was made in early mid 2000s ish, 2011, 12, I think, maybe. I could be wrong. Don't yell at me. It was during a what do you call those, almost like American Ninja Warrior type thing, but made for demigods, because demigods.
What?
You know, a little bit more dangerous. Like, it was just like a tower that just went straight up, and if you fall, you fall.
Oh, yeah, I know what
Like,
you're talking about.
yeah,
And
you
that's
know what I'm
funny
talking
because I guess I feel like they pulled the inspiration from the when they crossed over into the Roman territory. Who was it? Leo upgraded that wall, and it was mentioned like very briefly in the beginning. And I know this is going into like the 6th or 7th book, but like I think that's where they pulled the inspiration from.
I read all of those books, by the way, and I loved them all.
I read them all. I went on like a binge in like middle school and read like.
I went on a binge literally last summer. I didn't read them until recently.
I always go back through, and I love The Lightning Thief so much. I don't know why, but it just like it appeals to me. It gets me like a dopamine boost every time I like read it.
My favorite out of that series is the 4th one, the maze. What do you call that? The
Labyrinth.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is my favorite
That is a really
one.
good one where they
That
find
one was-
Daedalus.
Yes, that one was so good. Also, I have another comment.
Yes.
Kay from earlier said, "Nice job on the song choices. Thank you very much. I love those songs too." Also, she's asking if I'm smelling toast.
Oh my god, I say that.
I can confirm I am not. But thank you for checking up on me. I appreciate it.
Oh my god, I say that to like my dad every time he like flubs up a sentence. Like, are you smelling toast?
Dude, my mom said that to me like a couple months ago. I like completely butchered like 3 sentences in a row, and she's like, "Are you feeling okay?" She like feels my
Like-
forehead. She's like, "You're not smelling toast, are you?" And I was like, "No,
Like
I'm good, Mom."
right before we get on, we were like, okay, go.
Yeah, that's literally exactly how I sounded. And I immediately went, "Okay, stop." I like took a deep breath, and I was like, "What was I saying?" And then literally just everyone was just laughing at me. Okay, Jennings. If you didn't hear, Jennings said it. Well, usually it's, "Can I go to the bathroom?" And I just say, "I'm going to the bathroom." Just saying. If you wanna get your facts straight, Jennings. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
Rare Jennings' apology just happened. Wow.
Oh, yeah, Jennings' apology is rare. Anyways,
All right,
what is our next?
whoop-de-doop-de-doo. Let's get on to the next one.
Wow. Wow. Jake is just
Sorry.
putting me on blast today. No, I love it. I like having guests on here. It's fun.
I'm so sorry. I thought that was really funny from earlier.
Yeah, whoop-de-doop-de-doo. Anyways,
So
who is our next?
We're gonna talk about Nessus. Who's Nessus, you may ask? He's in the movie. He's a centaur. Kind of in the beginning, like in the first third.
Oh, when with Meg?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, I was actually going to ask you about him the other day, and then I got distracted and forgot.
I think you started your sentence and then got distracted. I was like, oh, that's something I should put on my list.
Jennings was probably yelling at me at something, but you know.
Oh, Jennings. Okay.
Anyways.
Just admitted to it. Wow. Okay. So in the movie, obviously Nessus is depicted as, I believe they call him the River Guardian.
Yes. The River Guardian, yeah.
Which another Greek mythology fact for you. Who's surprised about that? Nobody. The River Guardians in Greek mythology are water nymphs, or as their shorter term is naiads. And they're the...
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah. So naiads are specifically like protectors of like bodies of water. So
Right.
Nessus is not a naiad, therefore not accurate. Take the L, Disney. So actually, who Nessus is, he is important to Hercules' story in a huge way. He ends up killing him, not directly. So
Wait, he ends up killing...
Nessus ends up killing Hercules.
Okay.
You seem interested. Okay.
Carry on.
It's kind of gruesome, but so
Use your
Nessus,
imagination, guys.
Nessus is he's not a good dude. Centaurs are kind of not known for being very what's the word? Civilized, I guess you could say. So he
Decent
essentially
human beings?
decent. Well, they aren't
Well, they're
humans,
not human
so
beings,
yeah.
but you know what I mean.
I mean, like
They're
close
half
enough,
human.
right? But he essentially takes Hercules' second wife. I think her name is Deianira.
Oh,
And
I've heard that one too.
he tries to spirit her away from Hercules. Now, Hercules takes the hydropoison-tipped arrows, as I mentioned before,
Yeah.
shoots him. Obviously, it's hydropoison, so he dies. However, somehow, because, I don't know, Deianira's brain wasn't switched on that day, he goes, hey,
Wasn't
if you want
switched on that. Hold on. Wait a second. It wasn't switched on that day.
apparently not, because
What, Jennings? Are you talking about me?
oh,
Does that happen to me? Oh my god. Okay, from now on, every time I go weird or crazy, it's, oh, Maggie's switch wasn't turned on that day. Actually, wait, I love that.
we need to mount a little thing on the wall, and we just need to like flip it on
I'm
when
gonna
we need
put
you
that
to
on my
like focus up.
Yes, actually do it on my poster for the real Melody. I'm just gonna have a little light switch in it. Yeah, if you know, you know. Oh my God, Jake, that was.
Where were we? Oh yeah. So,
Sorry, guys. Oh my God.
Deianira, so the centaur that just tried to kidnap her goes to her and is like, hey, yo, I'm looking out for you. If you want to ensure your husband's faithfulness, because like he is a child of Zeus and Zeus is not famous for being faithful.
Yeah.
Take my blood because I'm dying. You can have it. I don't need it. And put it on the inside of a tunic and have your husband wear it.
Okay.
And centaur blood is very acidic and poisonous.
Right. I did know that. I did know that.
I think
one.
we discussed that
we
the other
did
day.
we did that.
So then Hercules
We did-
dies.
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
guys? Yeah. That's like really cool.
It is, but also kind of gruesome. But I mean, he gets turned into a god, so it's okay, really.
It's yeah, it's fine. God, it's fine. Another quick comment. Kay requests a Percy Jackson show, and honestly, I am so down for that.
I'd have to buy Disney Plus to go
I
and watch it
would
again. Oh no.
Love that, and I would also love if you came on with me for that one.
I would also
because
love if I were on
that
there.
would be so much fun.
I'd love to.
Before this next song, after this next song, we're gonna have to finish up. Unfortunately, I would love to keep talking with you, Jake. We'll do it after. It's fine. And then I'm gonna tease something for a little bit next week, so stay tuned for that. But first, here is Thunder by Imagine Dragons. That was Thunder by Imagine Dragons. That's one of my favorite songs. Okay, I say that a lot. I have a lot of favorite songs, but I do love it. I don't know about you, Jake.
I also think that is in my top 100 favorite songs.
Yeah, it's a good song. Imagine Dragons is a good band.
I do. I used to be like addicted to their music when I was in middle school.
I feel like most kids our age were addicted to Imagine Dragons at some point.
And they're like, you're listening to Imagine Dragons? I was like, I know you're singing like thunder in your head right now. Don't come at me.
Oh, yeah, for real. Or Demons.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That was a popular one. Anyways.
That was Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, Imagine Dragons was natural. That's also a good one. Speaking of bands, next week's show, I am so excited about this. When I found out I was doing this, I don't know. I just jumped up and down because that's what I do when I'm excited.
Started smelling toast?
Shut up, Jake. We're going to have, oh my God, my voice. Hold on. All right, cool. We're going to have Chad Clifford come on the show next week, next Friday. Don't forget, tune in. He is the lead singer of a band called the Craw Puppies. So if you guys want to listen to them a little bit before next week, do it, because I have listened to them and I've seen them play live and I love them.
I really like the name Craw Puppies. I think
Right?
I'm going to have to check them out, right?
You have to. They're good. They're good. They have been around for a while. And the drummer was my brother's drum teacher growing up.
Oh.
So
you've got a connection there.
I do have a connection. That's why when Jennings told me I was doing this, I got really excited. Anyways, so make sure you guys tune in for that, because that's going to be a really good show and I'm really excited about it. We talked to Jake during the break.
Yes, Kay, you're going to be happy about this.
Yes, Kay, you're going to be happy. In a couple weeks, we're going to do a Percy Jackson episode just for you. We're going to have Jake come on and we're going to have fun.
Or I'll be in the radio group next week or next 2 weeks, so maybe I'll be the one inviting you on.
Maybe you'll have a show. Ooh, guess we'll find out. Stay tuned for that, guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Jake, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was a blast.
I had so much fun with you.
Same. I love talking about Greek
lot.
mythology.
Now I have to make sure I turn my light switch on every time I walk into the classroom.
Make sure the brain switch is on.
Yes. Right before every time I get off the bus. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you tune in every Friday for The Real Melody. I'll see you next week.